I met the Pope last year, and that was like a big deal because I was
Were
raised.
you one of the comics?
Yeah.
Because a bunch of comics
Yeah.
went.
Well, I didn't even get to hear about that
I
invitation.
didn't get to hear about it.
Yeah.
It was like Chris Rock and Stephen Colbert and
Oh, my life.
Whoopi Goldberg and
Gaffigan,
Conan, and it was
I didn't get a call either, but that's cool.
I think that
They don't want us, babe.
I feel like they would have flagged some of your content.
Maybe.
That's a hot yes.
Yeah, that was us. Fallon.
Oh, my goodness.
Rami. Yeah,
I
that's
feel
me
like
on
you
the
could
right.
hear Rock going, "You the Pope, right?"
Rock said the funniest thing. We're walking down the hallway, and it's unbelievable. Yeah, there I am.
Yeah.
Aw.
That photo's in my parents' living
He
room.
looks so
sure,
happy.
yeah.
What'd you say to him?
I said I held up.
player?
Okay, so there was a sheet on my seat, and it said Birbiglia, Mike Birbiglia, and I walked up and I held it up, and his last name before he died was Bergoglio, and I go, I am Birbiglia. You are Bergoglio. I'm the next pope, And then
Yeah.
I don't think he understood, but he sort of like smiled,
Aw.
and like I was clearly doing a bit. and
Yeah.
it was fun.
Yeah.
Oh,
But it was great for that was like a big deal for my parents because I was
Sure.
raised.
Yeah.
My mom was like very Catholic.
yes.
Grew up in Buffalo and went to Latin mass when she was a kid.
This would have
Latin
made.
mass.
Yeah.
Oh, that's-
like not even in English.
That's hardcore Catholic.
That's serious.
Yeah.
Well, your
Wait,
mom's pretty hardcore,
Oh, my mom.
too.
This would have made my mother just weep.
Oh,
joy.
really?
Oh my
Why
god.
can't
so
you do a nice show like this
Yeah.
one?
I
Tommy?
Why
Why can't you be like a Mike?
Yeah. So yeah, there's Conan and
Wait, what'd you say?
Julie
Rock said?
Dreyfus. Oh yeah, I was walking down the hall, like that hallway actually with
Mm-hmm.
Rock, and I go, what do you think of all this? And he looks around at like these ornate ceilings and walls. And he goes, well, it's not a union job. It was a great joke.
That's great.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
What a unique, isn't that amazing? So we just got like the depths of horror of comedy, and then how random that you get to meet the Pope because you're a comedian.
No, it's so strange.
Yeah, there's so many great things
Well,
to it as
I
well.
think the three of us in our career span, comedy went from being kind of a dirtbag, kind of nightclub sport,
Yeah.
to being like pop culture.
It's pop
Yeah.
culture.
So the
now.
Pope was inviting us. A little bit's propaganda. He's
Yeah.
like giving a speech. Comedy's important at this moment in time. It brings people together and all this stuff. What he's really trying to do is say, like, it's cool to be pious and care about things and connect people. And it was good. It was a good speech. I mean, it really was. Like, and he gave us these rosary beads that he blessed, and so I brought them home to my
Aw.
parents, and like,
So your mom loved
Yeah, she loved that.
Oh
yeah.
my god, yeah. Yeah, they must have been like, well, you did well, son. You got invited to meet the Pope. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's a strange turn because I was an altar boy as a kid and all that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My joke in the special is, and the answer is no. I think because they knew I was a talker. But yeah, no. So I was very like that was one of the only things I ever truly studied in my life, and it was Catholicism when I was a kid.
Yeah, I mean, Catholicism was a huge part of my upbringing too.
In Ohio.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like, it was not an option to not go to mass for us through not just through high school, college, coming home, but even through my 20s. Like if I came home to visit my parents and it was Sunday,
Yeah.
there wasn't like a conversation.
Yeah,
about
yeah.
You were just going, and I still remember we visited, and I think we were at this time I'm over 30.
Yeah.
And they just got up Sunday morning and they were like, we're going to mass. We'll see you guys later. And we were like,
Yeah.
okay. And they came home and they didn't do a guilt trip or
They
anything.
didn't say anything about it.
They didn't say
Yeah.
anything. And I was like, oh, they just kind of like resigned to it. They just were like, oh, they're not interested in going.
Right.
But it took them 30 plus years.
Well, that was the whole thing. Is I'm so much the opposite of my parents. Like I was, indoctrinated as a kid, and then with my daughter who's 10, we've never taken her to church ever. I haven't told her almost anything. We go to the Vatican. She's like, Dad, who's Jesus?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh wow.
Oh, this
I've
is
really
big.
missed.
Yeah.
Really done some oversight. Overlooked some big things because she knows about the Greek gods and the Roman gods and the Norse gods. And I just didn't say anything about Jesus, so I'm just doing this crash course on Jesus. He's this guy.
He's a big deal.
He's a
I
big
don't know what to tell you.
deal.
Yeah.
People think he's God and Son of God, and
Well, spend some time in Texas. You'll learn about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably a big part of living around here,
I don't
right?
know. Well, but we're kind of the same way because, like, I asked our oldest, I was like, "What do you know about God?" He's like, "He controls the weather, dude." That's good. That's pretty good.
Ooh, hey James, did you enjoy that highlight? Why don't you have one more click of fun around here? I don't know. Click here or here. Try it out. Have more fun. Why don't you subscribe? That way, every time a video drops, you can be notified. You can send it to your grandmother. You're not going to miss a moment of denim, okay? Try it out.